What is up, y'all? We are on episode 9 here. We're over 2 months into the Burton Breaks podcast. It's been going pretty good. Enjoy talking about all the stuff that we talk about. We got some good topics today, and I don't really think we need much of an intro, man. If you've been listening to this point, I think you kind of know what we're gonna get into. So let's just hop right in.
Yeah, we're gonna start with how can the average Joe make money off of sports cards?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think there's probably a couple ways that you can make money off of sports cards. I think a good place to start, and one that everyone is kind of familiar with, would maybe be like flipping singles.
Yeah,
Go and buy a card for less than what it's worth and go and sell it for what it's worth. I mean, that's the principal baseline up there, but a lot easier said than done. I think that is kind of becoming a lot harder for the average Joe to get into, just because of, you know, let's think about all the new things that are coming to be in the last couple of years. Repackers are now buying cards at a lot stronger, making it harder for the average Joe to flip cards. Now, every time you grade a card with PSA, they give you a cash out offer, making it harder to buy slabs because someone's just gonna be like, oh, well, PSA is offering me 90%. Why am I gonna sell it to you for 80%?
yeah,
I mean, what are some other reasons? I mean, those are two pretty good reasons, like
a lot.
repackers and PSA.
Yeah, a lot of the
snapping up
time it
cards.
just takes time for the card to go up in value. Like you can flip a quick card for $5, but
See, that's something I disagree with. I don't think you should buy a card and hold it with the intention of, oh, this player's gonna play good, it's gonna go up in value. Because oftentimes that's just not, now you're just gambling. Like,
yeah, that's true.
you should be able to buy a JJ McCarthy card, and JJ McCarthy has played poorly this season. You should still make money off of it because you didn't wait for him to have a bad season. You just sold it.
Yeah,
You should not. You should. I mean, if you really want to do that, do it for fun. The way that you make money is you decide, you pick a margin. You say, I'm gonna go to a card show, and if this card's $100, I'm gonna go and pay $80 for it, and then I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna sell it for $90. Buy it for 80, sell it for 90. It might be harder to buy cards for 80% in this day and age, but it's certainly possible.
yeah,
You can definitely get it done, and then go find someone who's buying cards stronger than you are, and you're just doing the legwork of figuring out, building relationships, and figuring out, who should I be buying from that's willing to sell it at a good price, and who am I selling to that's paying the best price.
yeah. And I think one thing that like when I got into cards, it was my idea was that like I can make so much money from this. Like you can make a lot of money, but you're not. It's not like a get rich quick type of thing.
Yeah, no, you definitely, that's one thing that, man, this is what really upsets me is I'll get messages, obviously, because we're a sports card shop, and we do all these things with cards, and they'll be like, hey, what percentage do you pay on cards? It's like, dude, that's how you want to, like, if you had a brain and you had a business sense, you wouldn't just go up to someone and say, like, a percentage. What percentage are you paying? You would say, hey, my name's blank. I've been flipping cards for this long. I think I have a really good, baseline of how to buy cards and sell cards. And, I'm bringing in $5,000 worth of cards a week, and I think I could be a great supplier to you. And then I would respond and be like, wow, that sounds awesome. Like, let's hop on a call and see if this is something that makes sense, versus the guy who says, hey, I want to supply cards for you guys. What percentage are you paying? It's like, dude, I'm not just gonna respond to you. That's not how it goes. Like, build a relationship.
Yeah,
Don't just try and become a number. You're like, you got to build relationships in this hobby. That's what it's all about. If you're trying to win on every single deal, like you're not gonna build any sustaining relationships. If you have to take care of, if you're buying cards from somebody, you got to, this card dropped in value, and they're like, dude, I can't sell it at this price because like this one just tanked on me and I bought it higher. And then maybe you're just like, you know what, I can break even on this card, I'll let you break even on this card, we both just break even, and then on the next one you'll help me out and I'll get it a little bit
yeah.
cheaper because you got into that card cheaper. It's just relationships and helping people out, and stuff like that, versus just, hey, here's a spreadsheet, here's a percentage, like, tell me what we can do. It's like, it just takes the entire human element out of it. Like,
Yeah, no, my first card show I ever went to, I bought, I think it was some Barry Sanders card at a guy's table. Saw him again at the next. I bought it at 100% comps. Like I just wanted the card. I didn't want to haggle with him or anything. Next card show I went to, guy was still there. Went over and he gave me like he let me buy it at like 60% because I bought this card at 100%. And like now me and that guy are just kind of buddies now. Like every time I go and I say what's up to him, and like I just feel like a big part of being able to buy and sell cards is also relationships.
Another thing that people should be doing, here you're an absolute newbie dummy to cards. You don't know what's going on. Download the PSA app, walk up to a table, scan a PSA slab, see what the PSA offer is. They say $56 offer the guy $50. And if he doesn't know that he's getting a $56 offer from PSA, which a lot of the dealers now, I haven't been to a card show in a minute. Maybe they all know their PSA cash out offers, but I'm assuming someone who's rifling through cards, and pricing them and comping them isn't also double checking PSA every second,
Yeah.
in the middle of a show. So you buy it for 50 and you go and try and sell it to 60 to another table. Okay, it doesn't work out. Worst case scenario, you send it off to PSA, put it in the vault, and you sell it instantly for $56. And there's no way you can lose unless they change their offer. Obviously that can happen, but I think that's a safe way to do it.
No, that's like I didn't even think about like sending it straight back to PSA, but yeah, that would be a good way to make a little buck. I do want to know, because I've got it written down. Since we're talking about card shows, what are some traps to watch out for when you're going to card shows?
Yes, good question. I think one thing that's been popping up more and more is these fake case hits.
Yes.
Fake downtowns, fake, like any case hit that exists, fake kabooms. I think kabooms are a little bit tougher, but a lot of these chrome case hits, downtowns, mosaic case hits, prism case hits, we're seeing a lot of those fake ones that people are trying to pass off as real. Maybe they don't know that they're fake, but they're pretty easy to distinct. They are, if you take it out of the top load or the one touch or whatever
it's obvious, yeah.
They're very, very flimsy. They're like almost paper versus, actual card stock. The front is too glossy. It looks too shiny. The backs are usually very yellow. And if you're not, familiar with what these look like, they'll probably get passed off as real. And,
yeah.
You got to make sure that the cards you're buying are real, because the worst thing you want to do is buy a card for a steal because the dealer sells it to you for a steal. He knew he was selling you a fake card. You sell it on eBay, send it off to authentication, and they send it back and say, yeah, we're not selling this fake card for you.
Yeah.
And now you're stuck with a $200 loss or whatever you paid for the card. So definitely one of the big traps. Not that everybody who has a fake card knows that they have a fake card. Like, there's people who are just, the people that are putting these into circulation are obviously the bad people. But if somebody at a card show has a fake card at their table, they might just not know any better. They might have gotten fleeced themselves. They might have thought they were buying a real card and they paid $200 for a fake card. So just be careful. I think it's not happening a lot with, numbered cards or anything like that. The thing that it's really common on case hits.
Do you think that
those are easy?
No, yeah. We had one the other day and it was like crazy.
Yeah,
like,
I saw one come into the shop and it was not great.
No, it was not amazing.
But if you don't see those all the time,
I had no idea until you took it out of the.
Yeah, if you've never seen one before and you don't deal with cards all day, you're just like, oh, dude, sweet, I got it downtown for 70% comps. It's like, well, pal,
there's a reason.
Yeah.
I want to know your opinion on, like, tables overpricing cards to get just even like the floor value of it.
What do you mean? Like they're pricing it high so they can sell it for what it's worth?
Yeah, because I was at my first card show again. I went to go buy a San Laporta PSA 10. The card was like at $75. Not card ladder. It was 130 point at the time. Said like last 10 comps were like 30, 35. And I asked the guy, I was like, can I do 30 on this? He's like, started freaking out, talking about how like I was trying to like I was embarrassing him or something. Like that was an embarrassing offer, and I like showed him the comps, and he was just like, he got just like so incredibly mad. Like, I want to know your opinion on
that. Doesn't bother me.
overpricing
I
cards.
don't. That's fine. I mean, like, I'm always trying to do lots in volume, unless I'm walking by a table and I see a card like, oh, I want to buy that for my PC. Like that's a Sid Gibbs or something.
Yeah.
If I go to a table and I'm gonna spend the time to do a deal with someone, I want to buy, if I'm trying to make money off of it, I want to buy more than 20 cards. I don't want to sit down and buy 3 cards off you. Like that's just not very time efficient. If you're going to one card show a week and that's how you're trying to make money, then that's just not a very time efficient way to do it. You want to how I do it is this is my strategy. I walk up, I look at their cards, see if there's 20 cards that I'd even be interested in buying. I will comp the first one. If the stickers double the comps, maybe they just had it mispriced for a while. I'll do another one. And if that one's also double the comps, I just walk away. If it's, 10, $15 over comps or just a little bit over comps, I'll just be like, hey, this one sold for $100. Are you willing to go less than that? And, on the first one, then maybe be like, well, I could do like, I'll do 100, and then it's like, well, I'm not gonna pay you what the card's worth. There's no point in that for me. And not every seller's goal is to sell it for less than comps. That's not a bad thing if you're a seller trying to sell it for comps. It just doesn't work for a lot of people. So if you're going up there, and then I'll be like, well, what if I was to buy 20 cards? Would you be able to give me a deal where I can get them for, this percentage or this percentage? And then they'll be like, yeah, that doesn't really work for me. No worries. Move on to the next table, see if it works there. Maybe it does. And then you sit down and you comp those 20 cards out. You see, hey, do all these numbers make sense? Okay, sweet. We'll do that, at 80%, and then we'll buy them from you. And it works for some vendors. It doesn't work for other vendors, but you're wasting your time if you're just going to sit down, comp 10 cards and be like, hey man, I'll offer you 30 on this, 20 on this, 10 on this. And then they're like, yeah, no, I'm good. And then you just wasted 30 minutes comping the cards and doing all that for absolutely no reason. You kind of got to go in there and, poke the bear a little bit. See, is this going to work out? Okay, we got this one done. Let's start to throw some more cards in there.
Yeah. No, I need to start. If I'm going to card shows, I need to start buying in bulk rather than buying in single card, because I feel like I could save a lot more money doing that.
But one thing that people struggle with buying in bulk is they don't have the capital to buy in bulk.
Yeah.
If you're unless you're buying $10 cards, then you can spend $200 on $10 cards. But if you want to buy, it's easier to flip a $50 card for $60 than it is to flip a $10 card for $20.
Yeah.
So, if you're out there buying a bunch of cards, you might need a lot of capital. If you don't have that capital, one avenue that I really like for, trying to make some money is grading cards.
Yep.
It's something where you're not trying to buy in bulk. You're trying to buy very specific cards, and you're going to go through 20 cards at a card show before you find the right card. And, you walk up and you look for your Prism Silvers, and you look for your, I feel like case hits are bad to grade. Like the multiplier on case hits is not very good. You look at like a Drake May Silver Prism, and
it's insane right now.
What, $200 ungraded versus $1,000 in a PSA 10?
It's last sale was like 1,300 PSA 10.
Yeah, it's like
raw was 170.
Yeah, it's like a 6x multiplier on a Silver Prism versus you go buy a downtown, and if you buy it for 300, you get a PSA 10. It's like worth 450. It's like it's not even a double up. So I think grading Prism color, grading numbered cards, stuff like that. Find stuff that has a solid multiplier, and then, get good at figuring out what cards are going to grade well. Look at the centering, look at the edges, look at the surface, and look at the corners.
Yeah.
And if you think that card's got a shot at a 10, then you buy it for, there's cards where I've gone to a card show. This is what I would do a lot when I was first starting and I didn't have the capital, is I would go and buy cards that I thought I could grade. And there was literally times where I'd be like, I would pay over comps because I'm like, this is going to be a PSA 10, and I don't mind paying $120 for this $100 card when I'm going to make it a $300 card after grading it for $20.
Yeah.
So I'm still going to be into it for under 50% comps. The grading play is more of, I want bigger margins, and the, flipping approach is I'll do high volume with low margins. There's not a right or a wrong way to do it. I would say that, the flipping large lots for small percentages is probably a more consistent way to do it. There is times where you're going to buy a card for $100, think it's going to be a PSA 10 and be $300, and all of a sudden you got a PSA 9 on it, and you lost money on that card.
Yep.
They're not all perfect, home runs, but you can definitely get good at doing it. You just gotta put the time into it.
Yeah. Again, takes a while for the PSA route to work, but
yes, that is another thing. If you're doing it with low capital, is you're gonna buy $400 worth of cards to grade, and then you don't get that money back until you get the cards back from PSA, which could be months.
Yeah,
So,
but at the same time, like, you start buying cards and buying cards and buying cards slowly. You buy like say one a day or something like that. Send them in the PSA. You're gonna have, like, in 3 months, you're gonna have a card coming back almost simultaneously. Like,
yeah.
so then now you got you could just keep going and keep going, and just capital keeps growing. But
It's like one of those things where it's tough to get the ball rolling, but once you do, it's like a
yeah,
snowball effect of it
exactly.
just keeps growing and growing. And I think that's what that might be where people kind of struggle in just an entrepreneurial sense is like you have people who if they start with $100 and then they turn that into $200, they're gonna say, oh well sweet, now I can take that extra $100 and I'll go dude, I'll go buy something. Like I'll go buy a pair of clothes or I'll go buy a pair of shoes or I'll go buy this box to rip or whatever. And next thing you just keep doing that and then you're just stuck at $100
Yeah.
forever. You need to reinvest what you did. You need to turn that up. And I'm not saying obviously you need to like pay your bills and stuff, but this is like a side portion, You
Hmm.
take that $100 and this is the $100 for your sports card business and you take that $100 and you turn it into 200 and then you try and take that 200 and turn it into 400. You don't go back to 100
Yep.
to try and turn it into another 100. You got to keep compounding and get that snowball effect rolling if you really want to turn it into something serious. If it's just a side gig for some side money, then that's what it is. Like it really just depends on what your intentions are. I'm not trying to tell anyone to do something that they're not doing. If this is just like if you want it to be something to make money, then do it as something to make money. If it's just a hobby for you and you just want to go to a card show with $100 and buy your favorite team's cards, then do that. Obviously, like this is not.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you guys how to collect or anything.
No. Yeah.
Do what you're trying to do, but there is a lot of people who are trying to do this and make money off of it. So I might as well put out the knowledge that I've learned on, what to do to make as much money as possible.
Absolutely. Yeah. I didn't know about this until yesterday. I don't know if did it happen yesterday. It might. No, it happened Sunday. Jamar Chase spitting on Ramsey.
Yeah.
I found it really funny because I saw a video on TikTok of Jalen Ramsey's post-game interview. I don't even know how to explain it. You just need to watch it for it to make sense. But he was it's so hard to explain. He was just basically like it was like a teenage girl. He was talking like it was like a teenage girl's drama.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's so hard to explain, but people that are watching will understand if they've seen the video. But it's
I saw
hilarious.
Jamar Chase after the game saying that he didn't spit on him, and then there's a video of him just hucking a fat loogie on him.
Yeah, but I saw somewhere you said it was 450,000. I saw somewhere else there was 600,000.
No, he got suspended for one game, so he doesn't get paid. So every game he makes 450,000.
Oh, okay. I thought he got fined for 450,000. That makes more
I don't know what
sense.
he got fined for, but he got 1 game suspension without leave, or
Doesn't-
without pay.
Doesn't help the Bengals at all.
Bengals are cooked, bro.
I thought Joe Burrow was coming back.
Doesn't matter. Their defense is atrocious.
That's true. Still, I find it really funny.
They
And
got to
then,
free Joe Burrow.
yeah, free my boy Joe. No, he'll be back. What's the record right now?
I have no idea.
I think they have a chance to make the playoffs over the Chiefs for sure. I think Chiefs are my prediction of them not making it. They're not even in the hunt yet. 2 games behind.
2 games behind the hunt.
Yeah, in the hunt.
So they're in the hunt.
They're in the hunt, but they're 2 games behind.
Okay, so they're not in the wild card.
No.
Damn, you gotta have 7 wins to be in the wild card spot right now.
Yeah,
I mean, true. The Lions are 6-4, and they're not in
they're
the
not
playoffs.
in the playoffs. Yeah,
Fucking hell.
it's getting there, and I wasn't fully wrong yet. I'm not fully out of the prediction status yet.
It's crazy, dude. I don't think the Chiefs are gonna miss the. I don't think the Chiefs are gonna miss the playoffs, but I think that the fact that they're 5-5 right now is kind of crazy.
Yeah, surprised that they're not 10-0 because of a little bit of help from the Zebras. But
Speaking of help from the Zebras, how about the Lions Eagles game?
holy smokes!
Just that it was just like the final moment. I mean, look, the Lions deserved to lose that game,
Yeah,
but they also deserved to have the chance at the end to win that game.
yeah. Like, were we gonna go down, march down, and win the game?
I'd like to find out.
I'd like to find out. It didn't look like it, but you will never know.
I feel like the
Unless it
Lions are
happens.
really good at like those last second drives though.
Yeah,
Like I feel like that's where we really excel is when we just like stop trying to do all the cute stuff and it's like We have a minute 50 seconds. We got to go down the field. We're throwing routes over the middle. We're doing all this and that. I feel like I don't know. Again, who knows with how poor our offensive line was playing. Maybe they would have just sacked us every time and it would have been over. But I would have liked to find out.
Yeah. Worst call I've ever seen in my life. That was so bad.
It was more of an offensive pass interference than anything, and I don't even know where they got defensive. Like that's maybe the worst call I've ever seen in a game, and I've lived through some bad Lions calls.
And we had Chris Collinsworth saying it was a terrible call. Collinsworth?
That's unique.
Like that never happens. Yeah, I heard the ref said something after the game. I forgot what he said, but he
said he like held his hand down or something.
Yeah.
It's like, brother. Right.
He held his hand down while A.J. Brown pushed off of him to go grab the ball, which was not catchable.
That was insane.
It was bad.
Vegas made the call.
Vegas did make the call. Pistons game yesterday. We went
to Pistons game. That was pretty fun.
That was so cool.
Yeah, we were at the Pistons Pacers game, and fun story here. I just sent like a picture of where we were sitting to Litz World. You guys probably know Litz World from the Rips, and he just says, "What's your email?" And I was like, I thought he was talking about something else. I said in my email, burtonbreaks@outlook.com, and all of a sudden he just sends us courtside tickets basically, and I'm like, the first quarter's over, and we just have like these courtside tickets now. So we go through and we go to like this. I don't even know. It was like a special club or whatever, where it's like free food, drinks, all that kind of stuff. And then we just go down and we're like, one row, we're row 2 or whatever it was, and it was pretty dope. So shout out to Litz for that.
Mid-court,
absolute goat.
That was insane.
Yeah, it was literally mid-court.
First tickets were nosebleeds at the top of the stadium. Second tickets were courtside at the same stadium.
That's pretty dope.
A pretty big difference, but no, we definitely got I got my $100 worth at the getting the food. So
yeah. No, that was a lot of fun. And then we had some parlays on the game, and we were sweating the over pretty big, and it was like not gonna hit, and then like it was like the live over under was like down to like 215, and I needed over 231.5. And all of a sudden, Benedict Mathurin just starts going on a heater where he scored like 20 points in like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and just boom. It just took off from there. It was so fun.
Man, I had one.
Yeah, that was rough.
It wasn't even a big one. It was like a plus 530 or something like that. Duncan Robinson 4 threes and like 3 other ones. 3 other ones hit. Duncan Robinson 3 threes in the first quarter. Continued to go 0 for 8 for the rest of the game, and I lost.
Dude, his parlay was Duncan Robinson 4 plus threes is like one of the main legs, and just comes out of the gate, knockdown 3,
bang, 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 9 points,
3 for 3 within like the first 5 minutes of the game. We're like, oh, like that first leg down, like that one's a lock. He's gonna get one more 3. Proceeds to miss 8 in a row.
Didn't shoot a single one in the second. Missed 4 in. No, he missed 2 more in the first. Then he missed 2 in the third, 4 in the fourth.
That was crazy. He was trying to get you one, but he just couldn't get it to go down. And like they were like ones that like swirling around the rim.
Yeah,
too. It was rough to watch.
No, it was.
And then when you get subbed out for the final like minute, you're like, damn,
that's it.
GG's.
I was hoping
he played a lot longer than he should have. They left him in there until like 2 minutes left in the game, and it was like a 20-point game.
Yeah,
it was like Duncan needs that 4-3.
Yeah.
They knew, but he just couldn't get to go.
No, 3 for 12 or 3 for 11 or something like that. And that is probably the worst bad beat I've ever had, especially at the game.
Bro, and then we sit down at these seats, and this kid in front of us is just sitting there watching my TikTok videos, and then he turns around, he's like, "Is this you?" And then I don't know, he was like showing me his whatnot stuff, nice kid, whatever. And then it's like 3 minutes later, he just turns around. So what are the odds I can get a free immaculate box? I'm like, brother in Christ. I'm like, I don't even know what I said.
You said something about like, you shot your shot, man. But
I was like, oh yeah. I said like, I respect the shot.
Yeah.
And he goes, so was that an air ball? I was like, you grazed rim.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, honestly, if I would have had like something on me, I probably would have given it to him there, but it's not like, what am I going to do? Like, bro, give me your shipping address. I'm going to mail you an immaculate box.
Yeah. And then there was a guy, so that guy was to our left, other guy was to our right, kept turning around going like,
Oh my God, that
and
was
just offering
ridiculous.
us like the seat right
This,
next to him.
I mean, this dude was blitzed out of his
Oh
mind.
my goodness, yeah.
Like he was smoked. It was time for him to go at about the end of the first quarter, and he was just like hammered drunk, and just keeps turning around like trying to. He had one empty seat next to him, and he wanted one of us to go down and sit next to him. He just kept like turning around and asking us like, "Seats open, fellas." I'm like,
I
bro, like after the fourth time, it just got like after the first time, it's like, dude, you offered it once, like we're good, and they just like literally 5 times kept like asking, and it was like, dude, I'm gonna punch you in the face,
yeah.
bro. Like, just shut up.
Yeah, it was no, he was gone by then. I don't know
Yeah,
if
he
he's
probably,
gonna
he probably
remember.
just kept like forgetting that he asked
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
That shit was funny though. That was
No,
a fun game.
it was a fun game. That guy was hilarious. It was also like that's not gonna change the experience. That might be worse because we got a bunch of people in front of us. Like I can see from
I
here.
know, right? Yeah.
But
The second row was probably better than the first row. You're,
yeah, it
you're not
was
looking
for
over
sure.
everybody's head.
Yeah. No, it was good. We had a bunch of people behind us chirping at the players though, which got kind of annoying, but
It was a fun
it was
experience.
a funny experience. I mean, never in my life have I gone from nosebleeds to courtside, but
We weren't courtside. We were like
yeah, not
we were
exactly.
right behind the scorers table.
But it was
Someday
like
we'll hit the court sides.
it was like I could toss a paper ball and it hit the court kind of
Dude,
thing.
court sides
'Cause
like bro, you don't realize it, and then yeah, like when we were at the Brooklyn Nets game and I was courtside with Litz, it's like the ball just rolls over and you're just holding the ball and you just throw it to the ref. It's like, bro, that's so weird. Like it just doesn't it feels like you're like too close to the game almost. You're
yeah.
like this feels like it feels weird to watch it from this angle.
No, I did see the courtside and it was like from here to like right there across
Dude, I
the
feel like one
it's
thing I've never
close.
understood is like I'd be scared if I was a player because like sometimes you're just running full speed. I feel like I would like run into there and like snap my ankle or something. Like could you
Yeah.
imagine if it was like it's just so close. Like you ever played in a gym where like the wall is so close to the out of bounds
Yeah.
line? It's like it feels the same when you have like the seats that's close to the court. It's like there's this much room of not being on the court, and then like if you're running full speed out of bounds, you just gotta dive into a row of people.
Did you have to sign like anything? I was like,
No.
if I get hurt, it
I
ain't
mean,
my fault.
you don't have to sign anything, but there might have been something when you like buy the tickets that
Yeah.
like you accept a waiver or something. I don't know, but
Because I feel like there's a lot higher chance that somebody gets hurt right there than the nosebleeds.
well, obviously, yeah. But I mean, it just I love going to basketball games because especially when you're that close, you kind of it slows down and like yes, these are superhuman athletes and stuff, but you're also just like wow, these are like really just dudes out there hooping.
Yeah.
Like it looks so much different than like the top angle. You're like it looks freaky to see it. Like obviously, they're catching lobs and doing all this stuff, but at the end of the day, it's just dudes hooping out there. It's pretty cool to see from that angle. So those are a lot of fun.
No, it was an experience that I'll remember for a while. It was so much fun. We got
I love the clap there.
the new episode of It, which I had to pause midway through because it was so nasty.
Yeah, I would. Again, it's like this. Whoever was working on the CGI on this show is really selling the bag. I hope they get the clown right. But like the CGI of when her eyes were bulging out, it was like it wasn't as bad as the ghost or like going through like the whatever those things are called cemeteries. But
Yeah, that was bad. That was like awful.
it's also like you look at it and you're like you kind of get taken out of the scene because you're like this looks kind of whack. Like it's they just got to fix the CGI a little bit. But overall, I think that it's like one thing that I don't really like about horror movies and horror shows and stuff is that the plot's never really very good. It's more like just the same thing every time, scary thing, let's kill the scary thing. There's not a lot of story in between.
Yeah.
This one has so much plot. Like there's, we're learning all the things about like his origin story, and then, the Indian people come in and they plant these different,
Yeah, the shards.
the shards that trapped him in dairy, and that's why it only affects in dairy versus feeding off the whole world. And then when people leave dairy, they forget about it because all that stuff. It's like super cool seeing that stuff, and then all the Easter eggs with like the turtle and the turtle shells that they put the thing in. I think all the story is actually really good in this, and that's what kind of makes it cool. it's really easy to do a horror show or a horror movie that's just built off of jump scares and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But this one's actually got some really good story, I feel like.
Yeah. I'm wondering if that guy is working with it.
Who, Dick Halloran?
Yeah, because he's trying to find out where these shards are buried and dig them up, unbury them, dig them up.
I did see some theories about that because, like, when he was in the guy's head or whatever,
He's like, where
and then
are they?
and then he starts like smiling all
Yeah.
creepy, and then everyone's like, did it get in his mind? Because it made him have that scene of his grandmother in the woods earlier, so maybe it's in his mind, in the other guy's mind, and then he's like using Dick Halloran to find these shards, and then he's gonna go dig up the shards and release himself.
Yeah. And now, shoot, what's the guy's name? Can't be scared.
Huh?
Or doesn't get afraid of anything.
Oh, the military guy.
Military. I can't remember his name, but
Will's dead.
yeah. He's starting to see stuff too.
Yeah.
The balloons. At least, I mean, now everybody's starting to see them. I want to know what's gonna happen to.
They said the clown comes next episode.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
excited.
I'm excited for that one. The girl, during the scene of the eyes being shivved off.
That was the grossest thing.
That was nasty. I legit had to pause it, scrolled TikTok for 5 minutes, and then I unpaused it and could watch it again because I was like, I just can't do that all in one scene. But I want to know what's gonna happen to her because totally look like
she's going back to the loony bin.
she will go back to the loony bin. But
she's definitely going back to the loony bin.
I mean, unless the girl comes out and was like, it wasn't her, it was me. I did it. She was trying to help me, but.
I don't know. I guess that's what we'll see in the next episode.
Yeah.
But one thing that kind of annoys me was the last episode, the whole point of it was getting the pictures or whatever. And then in the first 3 minutes of this episode, it's we don't care about the pictures. All right, next thing.
Yeah. Pictures actually didn't have anything on them, so.
Yeah. It was all right, well, that was all for nothing, but
yeah.
It's kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of like whatever and shit.
But there's so many different storylines in this. You got the Native Americans, you got the girl trying to get that dad out of prison, you got the kids, you got the air base.
It's good. I like it.
I love it.
I like shows with multiple storylines.
It keeps you interested. It's pretty sick. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's
one of the better shows I've seen in a while.
And we got only 8 days, a week till Stranger Things. I don't know if you're a big Stranger Things guy, but
I like Stranger Things. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I feel like I need to watch a YouTube video on a recap of everything that's happened.
I bet you there will be.
It's been how long since the last seasons, bro?
Bro,
season
they're gonna be
one
adults.
was probably 10 years ago.
They're gonna be freaking adults, dude.
I know they're gonna be adults dressed up as kids. It's kind of weird.
So this is Will. He's 16, but he's got a full-grown beard.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little interesting, but
yeah,
should be chill.
I mean, I'm excited either way.
What does that say? You're gonna go over how we met?
How we met? Why not? Some
you can tackle that
more.
one.
It was we don't have to talk about it.
No, go for it. Dude.
Yeah.
I don't even know if there's really a story there, but
I mean, there's a little bit.
Go for it.
Between me and Tanner, at least.
I guess I wasn't there for that, so I don't know about it.
Yeah,
you can maybe fill me on some lore.
So when I went to first found you, it was at the card show. Jackson was talking about it, and he's like, "That's the guy I sent you on TikTok." So it was just a clip of you saying that you were CT scanning a box or something like that.
So I was CT scanning before you got here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's lit.
Long before I got here. And I was like, okay, and we saw you at a table flipping a quarter for a kaboom, paying $700 or free. And I actually took a video of it and I posted on my TikTok.
Oh, I seen that.
And then you followed me on TikTok, so that allowed me to message you without, it saying you cannot message or whatever. But before any of that happened, I had gone to Lansing, and I was talking to Tanner because Tanner was there. I think it was Tanner at the Lansing show when I was there, and
probably
he goes, this guy's the next co-pilot. This guy's gonna be the next co-pilot because I was talking about needing a job or something like that, and I was like, whatever, I'll just text him. Let's see what happens. So you were making your shop, setting it up. I was like, hey, if you need any help doing your shop, I'm free because I was a pizza delivery driver. I wasn't doing shit. I wanted something else to do. And then you literally just texted me next day. It was I actually need a co-pilot. When can you start and how late do you go to sleep? I was like, probably 5 a.m. And and I don't really do anything. You're like, yeah, okay. Come in tomorrow and I'll get you your things. Come in tomorrow. Or no, it took you 2 weeks to respond to that one.
Yeah.
2 weeks. But
I'm
I
not,
mean,
I'm not the best responder.
it didn't matter. I still got the job, ended up getting the job. But I came in, literally grabbed my paper, signed them, and it was my birthday the next day. So I didn't work that day, and I worked the next day, and that was it.
Hell yeah. I mean, yeah, there was not a lot of interview process there.
0, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you just know. Sometimes you just know. I
Sometimes,
mean,
yeah.
really, there was what would I need to say? Can you sleeve and top load cards and write down on a sticky note?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a difficult job, but it's definitely late night. It's more of like,
Yeah,
or when do you stay up till?
the schedule's got to match up, and then also, I mean, looking back on it, obviously, I think I should have figured out. Like it worked out good, but there's a lot of people I could have picked that would have had bad personalities that wouldn't have been good on stream. I think obviously a lot of people like your personality on stream,
Yeah.
but there's like I could have gotten someone who's just quiet and is not good on camera and
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
I mean, like, I don't know. I've just been on camera a lot, so
You obviously, yeah, you get used to it over time. Like it was probably even weird the first couple times you were on there. What was your? That's a good question. What was when your first ever stream? Like, walk through what you were thinking going into it, and like you've never really seen all those cards ripped before. Seeing
No,
that
yeah.
much product, in person.
See,
and
I'd
stuff
watched
like
your
that.
streams before, and I'd commented it. But the first time I joined your stream, uh, my initials are BB, the same as Burn Breaks, and I had on my profile it was just 2 B's, just 2 white B's. That's all it was. First time I joined, I get absolutely flamed that I'm copying your profile.
I
picture.
remember that.
I was like, that's literally just my initials. Like, I don't know what's going on here. And so I was getting flamed the first time I joined. Anyway, it didn't really matter to me. But first time streaming, Smalls was here showing me like everything what to do. It was pretty simple, but I don't know. It was just kind of surreal to me seeing like, this much product, all of it could be ripped, and like just all this stuff. So many case hits pulled, like in like one night. It was pretty nuts.
Yeah.
It was surreal. Now it's kind of numb, but
Yeah, you do get a little numb to it, but it's still the real feel. You still get those like those tingly feelings back when you open like a box like Flawless or Eminence or something like that.
I don't know if that'll ever go away because there's
No.
always the chance for like that $100,000 million card or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, first stream alone, I was so nervous because I was like, I'm gonna fuck it up, dude. I was so scared, but
Yeah.
I mean, it went fine, and suddenly I'm taking my shirt off and meowing for the camera every day.
That's pretty. It's pretty good leap there.
Yeah, it's fun though. It's a lot of fun.
What else does this thing say?
We got story time. I want to know your biggest boom and biggest bust on a card you've bought. I don't know if you do this because you don't really collect or you don't really buy for like investing. But is there any card you bought where
There's
you just
definitely
lost
cards
a
that
ton of money on?
I've bought that I didn't sell quick enough, I guess. I mean, what comes to mind? Oh my God, I wish I still had it, but I've got some Anthony Richardson cards that I bought them, sent them to PSA, and by the time I got him back, he was done. So I had a 1/1 Deca Anthony Richardson that I paid like $700 for. That is probably worth $100 now. I had a gold Anthony Richardson Deca that I don't even. I mean that just like lost all my money basically
Yeah.
on those. I mean, looking back at some other things. Oh, here's a really good one. This is when I first started collecting, like before I ever even start. Like this is over a year before I even started a TikTok account. Like when I was first getting back into the hobby, during quarantine or whatever. And 2020 Mosaic basketball comes out. I buy a cello pack. I pull a silver Zion Williamson. That's that probably what, like a $3 card now?
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. At the time when I pulled it, it was about a $500 card. The bubble begins and they are in the play-in game. The Zion hype is at an all-time high. The card is selling for over $1,000.
Just a silver base.
Just a silver Mosaic, literally a $3 card these days. $1,000 for a silver Mosaic Zion Williamson. And I'm like, do I sell it? If they win this game in the play-ins, it's going to be worth $2,000. Well, they lost, and it went down to 400. And I'm like, well, it was just 1,000. Like I can't sell it now. I'll just wait for next season. And next season comes, and now it's worth 200. Well, I'm not gonna sell it for 200. All right, I'll send it off to get graded. Get to PSA 10. I think when it was all said and done, I ended up selling it for like $100 in a PSA 10, when I could have sold it for $1,000 ungraded.
Jeez.
That's the worst ever beat I've had on a sports card and the worst decision. And that is when I learned you don't hold sports cards. Like I can say it, but you've got to live through it. Like, for example, Donovan, who bought all those JJ McCarthy cards, and he kept saying like, you know, I kept telling him to sell them all, sell them before the season, sell them when the hype is the highest, sell them at the National. I said to do that with all the quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Drake May, you know, all of them. And the only player who has gone up is Drake May. So
he did go up.
If you have Michael Penix, Drake May, JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Williams, and unless you went one out of six of those players have gone up. And mind you, Caleb Williams is 7-3, Bo Nix is 8-2 or 9-2 or whatever it is, and those cards have still not gone up. Like they're about where they were preseason.
Yeah.
So unless you're Drake May, who is a top 3 MVP candidate, your cards didn't go up. So unless you can predict who's going to be an MVP candidate, then you're better off just selling them before the season. And even if you can predict who's going to be the MVP candidate, just go bet on that. You'll get better odds than you like. You shouldn't be holding players. The hype is always better than the results.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about biggest boom? Boom.
A card that I bought that went up.
Went up.
I mean, I did. I don't do it intentionally, but we just have so much inventory here that, I did find a couple Drake Mays that we had in the shop and stuff that have gone up like double the price, triple the price. It's like, okay, that's cool, but it doesn't make up for all the players that went down that we're holding as well. Like, no, not really.
Like boxes? Because if we're talking about card shop, you're gonna have boxes that you buy 4 years ago that are gonna be worth a lot more today than they were.
Man, honestly, Pokemon has seen a pretty good ROI.
Yeah.
Like Destined Rivals. Well, I don't want to get my dogs on cam, but Destined Rivals booster boxes, man. We were buying those things for like almost $260 a box, and now they're like $400 a booster box.
Really?
So those things have gone up quite a bit. Thinking on the sports side, man. Let me look at the shelves. I mean, obviously Prism Black.
My goodness, yeah.
I wish I would have bought more, but I was buying those boxes for like $750. Now they're like almost double that. So that's great. Except I sold them all for $1,000. So does it really? I sold them too low. I sold them too early, anyways. But
got any like old Prism? I guess there's just not really
everything I get just gets like once the price goes up, it'll just get ripped. So it's like I would just have to buy such an absurd amount to be able to hold something like that. Right?
Plus, like you didn't have the card shop, or like I don't even think you were breaking or doing anything before like 2017, 2018 is kind of when basketball and football was kind of.
No, I was in high school. I didn't have none of that. I wish I had some 2018. I did open some 2018. I opened some 2018 basketball products, and when I was still into the hobby a little bit, and I pulled I still had it when I got back into the hobby after that, and I went back and I thought I had a Luka rookie, but it was a Jalen Brunson rookie, and I was like, oh, I sold it for like $3, and then Jalen Brunson ends up going crazy, and now it's probably worth still a good amount, but
yeah. No, I was hoping. I love the 2017. Like it's a lot for a pack in a box. It's like I think 2017 is like it's like 1,700, 1,300, something around there for just a box of it. I was like that when it came out was probably like $500. Like that's insane to me. Kobe autos. There's Tatum rookies.
Yeah, 2017 class is just kind of mid. It's not bad, but it's like
and then obviously NFL you got Patty Mahomes, but
yeah.
So that one's gonna go a little bit up.
2017 Prism NFL is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I like ripping the old stuff for the higher heart rate goes up a little bit.
What's did you have a game to play?
That was kind of my game, just like the story time.
Game?
Yeah,
that's not a game. That's a story. That's a question.
Okay,
I can think of a game. Or do we have another subject on there?
I don't got nothing on there. That was it. We got 15 minutes to to find out a game, I guess.
15 minutes to find out a game. Now we can discuss something. Let's go. Let's talk about your time in South America.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
talk about your time in South America.
We can talk about time. What about it?
I don't know, dude. What's it like living in another country?
It's definitely.
What was the language that they spoke?
So they spoke two languages. They spoke Spanish and they spoke a language called Guarani, which
So no English.
no, no. I mean, they spoke English, but it was like
So did you speak Spanish when you were there?
I did. I spoke Spanish fluently, but I haven't spoken in 7 years. But my dad speaks the Guarani fluently,
Yeah.
which is like
So
crazy.
why did you guys go and move to South America?
Missionaries. My parents went to go be missionaries down there.
What is that, like religion?
Yeah, it's like a religion thing.
Mormon?
No, Christian.
Hmm.
Yeah, not Mormon.
You sure?
As much as people think I'm Mormon, I'm not Mormon. Yeah, so we went down there for that. Lived in like Asuncion, which is that's the city actually. Asuncion is a city, and it is 6 million people.
So did you live in a hut?
I don't think we ever lived in a hut.
Huh.
I mean, for me, it felt like a hut because the house was tiny. But no, we
What
lived.
what was the best and the worst parts about living in South America?
The best part. I know the worst part. The worst part, other than Fortnite not taking, because at that time I was like 13, 12, 11, 13. It was the best because Fortnite would like you could play for 8 hours and it'd only take like 60 megabytes worth of like coverage or whatever. You'd only use like 60 megabytes because but when you needed to buy like a plan, like you know how you have a plan like unlimited plan or you got like 3 gigabytes a month, you have to buy it, like buy a package of that stuff. Like instead of like being limited, you could just like go spend 20 mil or 20 mil. That would be like $24 at a shop, and they'd give you 3 gigabytes for your phone. They'd send it straight to your phone. So I would go there, spend $20, and get like 10 gigs. That could last me like. Let's be real. I had 0 friends in Paraguay. The closest person that I knew lived like 6 hours away. So all I did was play Fortnite all day and go to school. Which low-key, now that I look back on it, wasn't that bad. It was pretty fun. Anyways, but I had to walk all the way, like 2 miles, just to buy data for my phone to
That's
put on my
insane.
hotspot, which that sucked.
How long did you live there?
4 years.
So you went 4 years, but you weren't friends with any of the people, like the people that lived there?
Nobody lived close. Like I had friends, I guess, but like it's a big country. Like I mean, you could drive from top to bottom in like 12 hours, but I'm not gonna drive 6 hours just to see my buddy. Like that's insane.
What about like school? You didn't have any friends from school?
Not really there. Because we
Shit's
lived in a
interesting.
place called Curuguatu, and that's Guarani for the Bat Cave. That's where we lived. And there was like maybe 5 kids in my class.
So you're like the only American person there.
For sure. Yeah. Everybody
So do
else.
people kind of look at you like a little weird?
Oh yeah. I mean, by year 2 they were kind of like it was kind of normal, but I didn't really go. I like maybe went once a week to that school, so I didn't really go much. But I could like at that point I couldn't understand them. Like it took me the third, fourth year to finally understand what they were saying. Anybody was saying in Spanish. But it was
Damn, dude.
yeah.
Your parents put you on hard mode right
They
there.
did put me on hard mode. So I was homeschooled for most of it. Like 8th and 9th grade, I think I was homeschooled, and then so 7th, 8th, I was actually at it was called ACA. It was like a school in Asuncion in the city, and that was actually English speaking. Everybody there spoke English, and it was 90% Korean. I don't know why or like what's the correlation with everybody being Korean there, but everybody's Korean. And then there was a bunch of like Brazilians or,
So when you lived there, would you like frequently travel back to like Iowa or Michigan or anything?
stayed there the whole time.
Really? 4 years straight?
4 years straight.
You didn't go back once?
We went back one time for furlough, like because we had to go get training for something or see family or like they make you.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, so it was like basically 4 years straight because that only lasted like a week. Um, but then we moved to another place, and that that place had unlimited Wi-Fi.
And that was like lit, having unlimited
That
Wi-Fi.
was the best thing
So you
in
had to
the
pay. You had to
entire
pay
world.
to play video games, basically. It's basically like you're like,
Yeah, but it's like if I want to play Fortnite, I gotta pay for 2 weeks. I gotta pay $20. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
yeah, but that, I mean, that's kind. I mean, that, you think about that. Every 2 weeks, you got to pay $20 versus you just pay. It's just free here.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, at some point it was kind of just like whatever, you know.
You're just
Like
used to it.
I'd rather pay $20 than sit here and do nothing
Oh,
all day.
obviously, yeah.
I also played on a projector because half the time
Oh.
the power would go out, so I had like a generator,
Yeah.
and it was a PS4 plugged into the generator. So even if like the power would go out constantly, so even if the power went out, my game would still be on.
That's some shit. What would you like? What would you eat? Like, what was life
Yeah, so
kind of like?
unless so if we went out and ate, there was I just need to figure out what they were called because I would literally they have the 100 times better food. You would love it. You would love it.
Really?
All their food there, yeah. They had they had this like wrap thing that had like chicken in it and a bunch of different stuff, and it was like smothered in like garlic sauce. Maybe the best thing I've ever.
Probably a lot healthier over there too.
It was. I mean, it probably was. Probably not that specific meal,
Yeah.
but then they had this thing called Milanesa de pollo, and if you know what that tastes like, you'll know like that is literally the best thing in the entire world. It's like super thinly breaded chicken. Mm.
So would you say like the biggest thing you miss about there is the food?
Oh my goodness, yes. By like a mile.
Yeah.
By a mile, yeah. It is so good down
What
there.
about like sports? Were you on like any sports teams or anything?
I played soccer a little bit down there. I played on the club team. Uh I played on so like they have like a national team and then they've got like like we've got like the Olympic team and we got like the NFL or the NBA and then, everything else. I played on like the one below the NBA.
So like the G League.
Like the G League team it's called Libertad. Everybody hated Libertad, but it was like really easy to get on the G League team, so I played on it. But it was like the one where the kids play on it and they're expected to go play,
Hmm.
at the Libertad Stadium.
Would you say the competition was better over there?
Yeah. Yeah, except we didn't play really great people. We played people from like the countryside, so it was kind of like these guys are good, but they're not great because they didn't have enough money for like a good coach or a good field or anything. So like this is only when I lived in Asuncion though. Like
You lived in 2 different places in South America?
I lived in 3 different places,
Jeez.
all inside of Paraguay, which is landlocked, sucked, no beaches at all.
So what was it like when you came back from South America? Like
We
what?
came back in COVID and we had the last flight out of the country, and we were the only
So
people
you
on
could have
that
gotten
plane.
stuck there even longer.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, we were the only people on the plane. Like my dad told the flight attendants that they didn't need to do anything because we were the only people on there. And so they just like kind of sat down and it was a 16-hour flight. We just watched movies and we had like if this is the aisle, the cart was like right here and they just opened up the snack drawers and we're just like, go ham. Like we do not care. Like like there's 5 of you guys on this plane. Like go ahead. That was pretty cool. Which was literally just snacks and movies for a 16-hour flight, but we came back in COVID. My grandma was freaking out because she's like, I don't know, she was a big nervous wreck about all the COVID stuff, and she was like wearing the mask. She before she hugged us, she sprayed her hands with hand sanitizer. We stayed at their like lake house up north in Traverse, because we didn't have we didn't have a house up here, so we stayed up there for like 2, 3 months, just like in quarantine. But then we got back, and then we moved down to McBain, which nobody knows where McBain is because there's 500 people in that town, but it's where my dad grew up. So
But was it like a little bit of a culture shock, going from living in South America where nobody speaks English for 4 years, and then you just come back and you're just like living back in
yeah,
America?
I was actually, hopefully photos stay covered up of,
Why?
I didn't have style at all, dude.
Well,
Like
yeah.
it was bad.
I mean, yeah, you probably you don't know any of the trends, you don't know the lingo, you don't know any of the anything.
I didn't know anything. Like I would wear, like I didn't go out. I didn't have school at, a place, so I was at home wearing my pajama pants and a t-shirt all day,
Playing Fortnite.
playing Fortnite like I don't even want to say it, like a 30-year-old,
Discord mod.
Discord mod. And so like I get to school and I'm wearing like, first off, looks weren't there. Like I was like a solid 3, and it was just bad all around. But
And this was what year of school did you get back?
my sophomore year of high school.
That's like a tough time too, just
It
in
is a tough
general.
time, yeah.
That's
But
not fun.
as soon as I got there, because I went to this like Christian school because I knew one of the girls that went there, and legitimately like took me like a week, and I was at a poker night with some guys at his
Great
house,
show.
which was nice to figure out, and then like friends and stuff, and then I mean all those friends are still my friends now. So
Did you find any biddies out there in Paraguay?
definitely was.
Yeah. Did you ever like talk to any girls or like have a girlfriend or anything like that?
No,
No.
no girlfriends, but there was definitely people that was like, she comes back up to me, like definitely. And I was saying that looking like a freaking a mole rat at 12, 13 years old. So, but
But there's some nice women in Paraguay.
yeah, Latinas, dude. Are you kidding me? What kind of question is that?
I don't know, dude.
I'm walking around looking at these BBL drizzies over here, dude. It's insane.
Was there some BBLs?
Oh my goodness. We're like a mile from the border. Of course there is. Yeah.
Brother.
It was insane.
What does the border have to do with
It's
BBLs?
right next to Brazil, dude. I'm sure they've got it.
Oh, the Brazilian border.
Yeah. No, I mean, Latinas are beautiful, dude. It's insane.
I didn't know you were such a man of acquired taste.
I am, yeah.
All right, respect it. That's
I
funny
wouldn't
shit.
marry one of them because they're crazy, dude.
Yeah.
They're insane.
Yeah.
No, they're nuts.
It's like a one night stand type beat.
I mean, yeah, 13-year-old, yeah, one night stand, but yeah,
Get after it. No, it was probably nice to look at, I guess.
it was definitely nice to look at, yeah.
Finish up a Fortnite game and then you're out there looking at some BBLs.
Yeah. No, yeah.
That's kind of tough.
No, it was a lot of fun, but the hardest part was probably going down there. I had like being 11, having to like, I was like, well, my old friends in Iowa, I had to leave all of them and all that. Like I was on a soccer team in Iowa, and we were doing like so good that like at 11 we had like scouts coming to watch us. Like we had won like states 3 years in a row. Like we were going crazy, and then I just fucking left.
Did you like resent your parents at all for?
Oh my goodness, for
having to
like
do
2
that?
years, yeah.
That's fun. That's tough, dude. Yeah, I remember just like in third grade having to move 20 minutes away and going to a new school. I was like, you're really gonna make me like lose all my friends and all this stuff? And that's like third grade, and then you have to go to a whole new country and shit, and just
Yeah.
that shit must have been crazy.
So when I actually went down there, I want to see if I can find the photo. So I had to sell everything I had, basically. I had everything I owned in a suitcase.
That's so nuts.
And I had to go down to Paraguay in the airplane. We'll see. I might pop up a photo on screen if I
You made sure you had that PS5, PS4.
PS4. That definitely came along. I bet you my dad has the picture of what I look like when I came down there. But this is basically what I was wearing.
Brother.
I was wearing a 4th of July. I don't know if you guys can see that from
They
there.
could definitely not.
But 4th of July, red, white, and blue fedora. Not a good look.
Yeah, they probably didn't like that
They
one.
probably didn't like that one. But you could have any animal you wanted down there.
To eat?
No. To have as a pet.
Capybara.
Could have that. Yeah, if you wanted. They've got capybaras everywhere down there. But we had to take care of Buddy's monkey.
Orangutan.
It was a howler. Ended up being a howler monkey, which we thought it was a capuchin. And it was not.
Did it? What's a howler?
So a howler, it's kind of just in the name. It just
Arr.
no. It's like the ones that like it's like like it's bad. Like we thought it was capuchin because when we got it, it was like all small and everything, and it looked like a capuchin. And then it grew up, and then we took care of it again because it was like a buddy's monkey, but they went back to the U.S. and then it ended up being like the howler, like capuchins maybe get this tall, howler monkeys get this tall, and they just yell like at night.
And it looks like it could probably beat the shit out of you too.
Yeah. Well, we kind of got rid of it when it was like here because it started howling. I want to now you got to hear what it sounds like cuz it's like it sounds like a ghost or like a demon is coming out. Like it's insane.
You get a little spooked?
Yeah. That's not it.
Like that?
Yeah. Like it's insane.
That's pretty nutty. I don't think I would want to experience that.
No. So then we give it to like a village because they said they wanted one. So like
All right, I've thought of a game we can play to cap it out here. How about talk when I say a name better than Jared Goff?
oh, okay.
Brock Purdy. Jalen Hurts. Let's go.
Are we doing current?
Yeah.
Currently. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like for the season, who would you rather have for the rest of the season? This year?
Okay.
Joe Flacco. Caleb Williams. Jordan Love. I mean, I was gonna say JJ McCarthy, but I think we already know the answer to that one. All right, let's get into some of the interesting names. Justin Herbert. Huh. Patrick Mahomes. Are we dead ass? Lamar Jackson.
You're giving me all these like 50-50s. Because
Lamar Jackson versus Jared Goff is a 50-50.
He's not doing great this season.
Well, you just talked, so would you rather have Lamar then?
I probably would though.
Yeah.
Not Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is not doing great.
You would rather have Jared Goff than Patrick Mahomes for the rest of the season?
Right now, yeah.
You put Patrick Mahomes on the Lions and we're going to the Super Bowl.
Bro, no, we're not.
Come on. That's crazy.
No, we're not.
All right,
Patrick
chat.
Mahomes can't even take his own team to the Super Bowl this year.
Drop it in the comment section down below. Patrick Mahomes or Jared Goff for the rest of 2025. Let's see if that's a controversial one.
All right, we'll do that.
All right, well, that was a solid episode. I think next week we got our first guest coming on, so excited for that, man. Every Thursday, 10 a.m. EST. Make sure you guys follow us on TikTok, Burton Breaks Pod. Subscribe on the YouTube. Follow on Spotify. I don't even know what you do on Spotify. Follow.
Yeah, follow.
Download
our episode.
Do whatever the hell you want to do, but we'll be back on the next one next Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll see you guys then. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Peace.
Peace.